Hi, this is Mrs. Brett. I am here to go through the solutions for your first exam questions. First, I just wanted to show you that room that we've been talking about. There it is. Oh, there's a midget in it. Say hi.
Hi.
This is his birthday party yesterday, so he's a very big man. Are you going to do engineering homework with me? So, here we go. I only have a filled out version of this, so we're going to have to use this one, and then I'm going to do all my work on my scratch work on this paper here for you, so that you can see what the solutions are. For number one, there are actually 3 different ways to go about getting the solution. The thing that we need to keep in mind here is we have a scale factor. It's 1/2 inch equals 1 foot, and we also know that the width of the desk in the drawing, which makes it the model length, is going to be 5.5 inches. They want to know what the actual length is going to be. I'm making up a solution set. You have to be quiet if you're going to be here, or you have to go play on the front porch. Okay? All right, so here we go.
Yeah, I want to help you.
You want to help? Oh, thank you so much. All right, so Ryan's going to be helpful. You'll have to stand there if you want to stay in the video. So if you remember, when we're doing scale factor, what we have is a little equation that says scale factor is equal to, the model length over the actual. All right, and the stuff that we already know from the question is that we have a scale factor of 1/2 inch is equal to 1 foot. That's what those things mean. And then we also know that we have the model length equal to 5.5 inches on the drawing. And we do not know the actual, so we have to find that. Now remember, we are using ratios and proportions in order to do this. So when we set this up as a proportion, we say 1/2 inch is over 1 foot. That is our scale factor ratio. That's going to be equal to our model length,
Wait,
5.5 inch, over x. Okay? Now if you want to leave it in fractional form, that's fine. So these are your fractions. If you want to do it that way, that's great. If you want to be a little bit easier on the calculator point, you can do it as decimals. So if we are going to do it as decimals, we need to turn 1/2 inch into a fraction. So let's get out our calculator, and we say 1 divided by 2 is equal to 0.5. Okay? So here our new scale factor is going to be 0.5 inches over 1 foot equals, now 5.5 again is going to be 5.5 inches over x. Now the next step is where I think people get a little confused. So this is when you have to next cross multiply. Okay? Yeah, you can do some calculating right now. And when you do that, you're setting up not another proportion or ratio, you're making an equivalent statement. So you put one part of your statement on one side, 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. That's going to be equal to 1 times 5.5, which is 5.5. Okay?
So
now over here, go ahead and hit 5 divided by 2. So here we'll do the exact same thing, just to make sure that you understand. When you cross multiply, you're setting up an equivalent statement, okay? So we say 1/2 x is 0.5, good, thank you, x is equal to, now 1 times 5.5 is just 5.5.
I just did 2 times so your kids will know.
Thank you so much, that's very helpful. All right, so now we have both of these. We need to algebraically solve this. So in order to get our x, or to get our x by itself, we have to actually divide by 1/2. I believe that you know that when you're dividing by a fraction, if you flip it and do the opposite, that's the same thing. So flipping 1/2 is actually the same as multiplying by 2. So we'll multiply both sides by 2, and you find that x is equal to 5 times 2 is 10, and 1/2 times 2 is 1 more. So 10 plus 1 is 11. You find that you get 11 feet.
Okay, so what should I press?
So do 5 times 2. So here, if we do divided by 0.5, you see when you do it on your calculator. Here, can I help you?
I did 2 times another time because so your kids can know again if they forget a lot of times.
Oh, thank you so much. So we're going to do 5.5 divided by 0.5 is equal to Here you go. You see, once again, we get 11. Oops, sorry. So we get 11 again. So x is equal to 11 for both of those. The other way that you can go about doing this, and I think that many of you did this, if we go back up here to your scale factor and we say instead of using half an inch, how many halves are in 1 inch? Well, you need 2 halves to make up 1 inch. So if that's the case, you change your scale factor to 1 inch. You need to do it to both sides. So you multiply this side by 2, you also need to multiply this side by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2 feet. So now this gives you a different scale factor. You still have the same thing with 5 1/2 inches. But if you break it into parts, you can say if I have 5 inches, I know that I have 5 inches times 2 feet. Because 1 inch is equal to 2 feet. That's going to give me 10 feet. And you'll have to add to it what the half inch is. From our original, we have half an inch is equal to 1 foot. That's going to be 1 more foot. Your final answer, again, is going to be 11 feet. Okay? Those are 3 different ways to do the same thing. In order to get this correct, and I don't think I took off any points if you didn't say 12, this is asking how many single boards. So what length do you need? 6, 10, 12, or 16 to minimize waste. So how much will not be wasted? We want the least amount of waste. You see that 12 is the one that's closest to 11. You'll only have 1 foot left over. So that was the final thing. I don't think I took any points off for that. So again, here are your solutions. You may pick which ones you want to use in order to do this. I think the most logical one for many of you, this is how you think. So please go ahead. This is a fine example as well. Okay? Great.
So what do I press?
In a second, we'll have to do some more calculations. Smile.